Hello Trophy Hunters, welcome to another video. Today's road to platinum is going to be Saints Row, the latest of the Saints Row games. Now I've platinumed 3 and 4 and Get Out of Hell. They've done all kinds of wacky things, so where can they possibly go in this game? Well, let's hold that thought. We start off on our customizations. I don't like to spend hours in these spots, so I'm sticking with what the character looks like though. I'm giving her prosthetics, giving her facial scars. The first level is just the prologue, giving us the instructions on how to use weapons and traversal. The rifles have got good control. Running around this mine, I decided to see if I could knock a vending machine on somebody because I do know that there's a trophy for killing somebody with a vending machine, and it doesn't look like I killed him with it, but I got the trophy for it, so yeah, why not? We run through all these faceless enemies, and we meet Nuwali, who's a knife thrower. This will be important later on, so just count how many times he uses a knife. But we chase him, kill some enemies, we chase him up onto the back of a flying craft, and through cutscene ingenuity, we actually end up arresting him. And that completes the prologue, gives us our first story trophy. And then we're back to another customization screen. Pretty certain we already chose all of our customizations earlier on, but hey, we've been in the game for 10 minutes. Let's have another customized screen. It hasn't changed anything. And we get let out into the world, and we're shown how our phone works. Our phone is our menu screen, and oh look, we can actually open up the customization screen again. That actually gives us a trophy for opening up the style app on the phone. I am not customizing my character all that much. I'm happy with the way she looks. So then we're shown that our character lives with 3 other losers, but of course they're all criminals because crime pays. The 4 of them all work for different gangs. The game really wants you to know that a regular life sucks for these young people who seem to have the experience of people twice their age. So they really suck. They really hate the day-to-day grind of their 20 whole years they've been alive for and don't like working regular jobs. So we've got Eli and Nina who are capable and good at what they do, and Kev, I don't actually know what Kev does. I don't know. The joke is that he doesn't wear a shirt. Ha ha ha. And they decide to rob a bank or rob somewhere to get money because they have to pay rent, and as I said, crime pays. Driving's pretty good, drifting's pretty good. Just gotta wait for this train. I crash my car, go through the windscreen and level up. Bike controls aren't too bad either. I was playing a different open world game. Jumps like this would have me crash and wreck my bike. Well look, we do our first dumpster dive. Normally in games like this, I just turn the radio off because I don't want to hear the radio because all radio music is pretty dog shit. But Nuclear Blast isn't too bad. I listen to it in this game more often than I would, but eventually I turn it off because if I wanted to listen to the same 5 songs on repeat, I'd just listen to Spotify. Driving along a bridge here. Whoops-a-daisies. Oh, okay. Water doesn't kill us. We can even warp to the shore. Well, that's helpful. We're shown one of our apps on the phone is the Wanted app, where we can just go and hunt down criminals for a cash prize. So I go and head off to do this before doing any other missions. So knocking out the first one of those gives me the trophy. Wet work. There are 2 picture collectible trophies in this. You've got to collect all the photo opportunities on the map, and you've also got to take pictures of random shit like this giant burger. Got to get about 85 of those, not all of them, but we'll come back to that later. After that, we start a story mission. This one has us trying to start a fight with the Panteros, one of the gangs, and we go on a massive Mad Max style car chase. Nothing we haven't seen before, and at the end of this mission, we impress our boss so much that he asks us to do some security work. Next up, we meet Jim Rob, who's in charge of the garages. So we go and do a mission for him, which involves pissing off the idols and learning how to tow shit behind our cars. Actually, this fog isn't too bad looking either. So now we can head to our security job at the museum that Marshall hired us for. And of course, this can't go smoothly, can it? And immediately the Panteros turn up. They're after the Codex. I can't even remember what the hell the Codex is. Yep, who cares? It turns up that the idols are also here, trying to steal the Codex in the confusion, and they succeed, and so Marshall decides to fire us because we couldn't stop the Codex from getting stolen. Well, we begin the next day moping around because we got fired, but after some online shopping therapy, we get a call saying that Eli's been shot and Kev's being shot at. They are trapped in Idol's territory, so we race over and grab them, saving the day. And this is where our character has the bright idea that with our powers combined, we could start our own gang. So the guys do some research and find an abandoned church that we can take over, and we head over there, but first we have to scare away the construction crew by driving tractors through all their shit and wrecking shit instead of using it to improve the church. We also need to get a legal lease for the place, so we go and kidnap the guy in charge, and we freak him out by throwing him in the back of a car and scaring him until he gives us the lease, which sounds very familiar. I'm fairly certain we did this in GTA 4, 5, Mafia 3, so we've got the open world crime trifecta going. Now that we're moved into our church, the group decide that we need a name, and okay, it's a prequel, like Batman or James Bond or Hannibal Lecter before them. This is a prequel game game. Of course. We've been to hell, we've done the space thing, and so we call ourselves the Saints. And now that we've got our base, I go over and customize a weapon with something I can't even see, but it's customized, so that gives me the trophy optimized. First on the agenda for this new criminal enterprise we've started is to go and help Kev take pictures of useless shit to decorate our base with. And then next up is a side mission from Jim Rob, who has us driving monster trucks around to trash shit, and the wackiness of this game is just off the charts already. But this gets JR to join our group as well, since he's not allied with other groups. And we're back at base, and the game teaches us how to place enterprises on the map. I placed the first one down to get the landlord trophy, and I placed the other two as well. So I'm stuffing around in the open world a bit, and I start my first side hustle, which is drive-by shooting one, which just involves riding around on the roof of a car, shooting at the enemies while an NPC drives away. I also find 5 of this useless crap, unlock finders keepers. We continue on with some stupid Eli side missions involving LARPing, and yeah, look, the joke was funny the first mission, but this becomes massively tedious in the future. Don't worry, we'll get to it. Too close, too far, not centered. What does it fucking matter? I'm taking a picture of the damn thing. It's in the picture. Fucking hell. Right, then we help Nina try and get her car back. Bad news, it gets thrown into a quarry. Thrown? Dumped? Driven? What is the term for forcibly placing a car in a quarry? We steal our first helicopter. Helicopter controls are pretty decent, and we go and blow up the factory for Nina. And now the gang decides we need to recruit some more people to join the Saints, and that's where we're introduced to the Murder Circus, much like Death Race. The Murder Circus is a live murder event. It's televised, so people can see how badass you are and join our cause. We'll go into this further on later down the track. Don't worry. We'll bring up the Murder Circus again later. And now that we've done the Murder Circus, we get some new recruits and we have to join them on a mission. And completing that mission unlocks Criminal Empire Tier 2, unlocking a Young Empire trophy. Now in retaliation for trashing their joint earlier on, the idols kidnap Kev, so we go after them. And after killing a whole bunch of them, there is one idol left behind in a porta potty, and the game really clutches at the throat of the comedy zeitgeist by having us tow around somebody in a porta potty. This might have been funny around 2010 when Jackass did it, but has this joke ever been funny, ever? Anyway, we use the porta potty as a wrecking ball and trash the idol's camp. We unlock the wrecking ball trophy after probably killing several people. Well, for killing somebody with the porta potty on the outside, not the inside. Now that we have all these recruits, we got to figure out a way to pay them, and the Saints decide, let's rob a train, because logic dictates that to get money, we rob a train. But of course, in order to fuck over Marshall, we need to break out Noali from prison. This is Noali from the prologue. Since he was being hunted down by Marshall, the best option is to break him out, and he will help us do the train robbery. Getting into prison is kind of boring, but the escape is actually kind of fun, driving on the roof. Noali turns up the next day to join us in planning the train heist, but the Saints have decided, no, we're going to have a team building exercise day, which is just the fucking worst. If you've ever been in a team building work exercise day, so he's being very much an audience surrogate. He doesn't get it. But these wacky kids want to do wacky shit. And skipping right ahead through this, we do get access to a hover bike, which is what we use in the train robbery. And right before we start the train heist, our character gifts him with a big knife that she bought online, because he likes knives. Remember that he likes knives. So we start the mission on a hover bike, and all we have to do is follow the damn train, CJ. And the mission goes pretty well. Noali proves to be trustworthy, and the Saints end up with a massive amount of cash and decide to have a money fight. You gotta wonder at how stupid Marshall is, literally transporting hard currency. Wouldn't you just do a digital transfer? What century are these people living in? These fucking young kids piss and moan. They wouldn't even know what actual hard currency looks like. They'd all be on fucking CryptoBit or some shit. So I helped Nina tow some sculptures, and that finishes off the side quest missions, getting us quality time. Now that I've done the loyalty side missions, I went back to the Wanted app to finish off the last of the Wanted missions. The final one was to tow a meth lab. I accidentally blew it up. Who knew a meth lab was so volatile? That was the last of the Wanted missions, unlocking the professional. Alright, I've done a bit more stuffing around and a bit more open world random bullshit. So I'll go back to the storyline, and the next mission actually has Kev coming up with a rather smart idea to steal the codex from the idols, the codex that was stolen from Marshall earlier in the game that we got fired over. So we head to the idols base, but they were onto us the whole time, set a trap for us. Trap doesn't work. We trash the shit out of their yacht, find the codex. They blow up their yacht, but we escape with the codex, and we give a speech to all of our recruits telling them just how badass we are, that we don't work real jobs and pay real bills, because that's for idiots. And finishing this mission gives us the Chaos Tamer trophy, which is for killing all the idols collective, which is these 6 members of the idols. I don't know who they are or what they are, but I've killed all 6 of them, so whatever. So the next day we get a lawyer from Marshall Marshall turn up claiming that because we once worked for Marshall, that technically the Saints are owned by them, which is not how law works. They fired you, they can't then claim that something you own after firing you is theirs. That's not how the law works. We shoot him straight away, and since we've already destroyed the Idols and the Panteros, Marshall is the only gang left in town to take out, so we head there to fuck him up. So we fight our way up the building, we come across a mini-boss, and once we take him out, we get the trophy for picking fights, which is defeating a mini-boss of each faction. But we finally get up to the boardroom, and instead meet Myra, rather than Marshall, who says the best way to get back at Marshall is to discredit him and get the board to vote him out. Bloody red tape, am I right? So our next idea is to steal a Marshall tank and cause as much chaos as possible. If Marshall can't prevent this from happening, then the board will vote him out. And boy, does he get pissed off. We put a hole through him anyway, and Myra officially signs over the Saints to us. Now that we're racking up more money, we can place a few more ventures, and then we got to do another mission for JR, helping him out, which unlocks power players for unlocking criminal tier 3. To celebrate that we've defeated the 3 main rival gangs, the Saints are here to stay. We throw a massive party, invite everyone along, and this is where Nuali decides to return the knife that we gave him earlier. Pointy side first. And after stabbing us, bashing us over the head with a shovel and burying us alive, we go through this stupid, interminable, bloody dream/afterlife scenario sequence. Yawn. So we do dig our way out of the grave and find that our friends are missing, all the recruits are dead. This one in particular seems to be in a very painful position. We grab some guns and head to Silver Gulch, which is the area from the prologue of the game where we originally captured Nuali, and we shoot our way through his goons until one of them gives us the information on where he is. So we jump into a VTOL, head to his hideout, and find out that he has put our 3 friends in some weird simulated sitcom friend zone thing that makes 0 sense to his character at all. Of course, we save our friends, we start a massive shootout. We chase him up the roof, we shoot down his helicopter. Now, I don't know if this is supposed to be some kind of joke about bringing knives to gunfights, but I keep bringing up the amount of knives he has and the amount of knives he uses. You'd think that the final boss fight would involve him using knives. He's clearly a dagger man. So on his person, I have counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And he has used approximately 2, one of which isn't even his original set of knives. Whatever, we defeat him in a Mexican standoff, and we get the showdown trophy, and the credits roll. Now, this being an open world game, of course, there is still plenty of side missions and side content and miscellaneous crap to do, so we're dropped back at base, and I head straight in to fully upgrade a weapon, a pistol in this case, and not knowing what to do next, I started some more missions. Unfortunately, this was some DLC missions, which I didn't realise, but basically we just get screwed over for doing a contract for a rich movie star, and he decides not to pay up, so we just decide to screw him over and take him for everything he's got. That unlocks the 3 trophies for the Sunshine Springs DLC. I head over to Jim Rob's and steal 10 vehicles for him, and upon doing this we get the work ethic trophy for completing a venture. I go to my garage and customise a vehicle and fully upgrade a vehicle. While doing the tow truck side missions, started towing this boat and reached level 20 to unlock Took It to the Limit. I equipped the Pugnus Sanctus Day weapon now that is unlocked. I destroyed a car with it to get the bonus round trophy. There's a trophy for buying 1 item at every shop, and I came across this shop which was selling emotes, but I didn't really care too hard. I couldn't find any white guy dance moves, but I bought 2 emotes to unlock smooth moves. Then I started on the Cutting Edge missions, which is just a side mission where I have to take pictures of random materials. We'll come back to that. Traveling around the wilderness, I stopped at this podunk little side shack by a service station, and it was the last shop I needed to buy something from, so I bought me a skull. Nice. Unlock shopping spree trophy. And then I also got tourist for completing the photo scavenger hunt. Even though I didn't get all the photos, it must have included the DLC ones. Also came across a haunted house, which is apparently a legit, in quotation marks, haunted house, and you have tracked down the ghosts. I only did one of these missions. I have no idea of where the storyline went, but it seemed legit. I'm sure there was some fake ass, wacky, weird bullshit, but I was getting fatigued by this game at this point, so I didn't really follow up this shit. Now that I've taken pictures of enough materials, I returned to Cutting Edge. There is a trophy for applying one of these materials to a weapon, a vehicle, piece of clothing, and your skin. And changed my alchemist coat, applied lava to it, which I really like. All the skin textures look really bad. I made my skin meat. It reminds me of Tomb Raider. I think I hate it. I'm not sure how I feel about this. I look like a meat popsicle. It reminds me of kangaroo meat. But I headed back to my base, and I applied changes to my weapon and my car, and got statement pieces. This also unlocked challenge accepted because because apparently this counted as completing 25 challenges, so okay, I'll take that. The skin I changed back to normal because I don't like looking like I'm inside out. Now I like the lava coat so much I kept it. It keeps me safe when I'm jogging at night. I finished off the mission Good Cop Bad Cop, and this unlocks Tier 4 Masters of Saint Alesso. And the lava jacket actually does help at night. Helps me see where I'm going. I do some wingsuiting and I get the It's a Bird trophy for doing the wingsuit challenges. I still had some LARP side missions to do. Now they decide to name their LARP crew Sandy Kraken. The writers probably grew up watching SpongeBob and thought that this was peak comedy. Completing all these LARP ventures gives me the Neighborly trophy for liberating 5 areas on my last Pony Express, which I screwed up multiple times because the car just keeps wanting to go into fucking water. I got Always Be Hustling for completing all the side hustles. Next up, I decided to smash out the 5 trophies for the DLC, A Battle of Ice and Dust, which is just the LARP joke taken to fucking extremes. Hey, do you know how annoying the first 2 LARP missions were? Well, that's okay, because there was another 3 or 4 to do as well. Oh, and there's also a whole shit ton of DLC LARP missions to do. Who gives a shit? It just completely takes you out of the game. It's stupid, but it's not the good, quirky type of stupid of Saints Row. It's just comedy placeholder, and nobody went back and changed it. More running around, more unlocking everything, buying everything, completing more of the side ventures, buying and placing all the ventures, and then realizing that the very last tower costs 8 million. 8 million? I am not earning that amount of money yet. Alright, I'll go back out. By now I was getting sick and tired of just running around doing all the little random crap that is required to unlock all 15 areas on the map. So I decided to hit the Murder Circus. The Murder Circus was clearly intended as a multiplayer segment of the game, but somewhere, somehow they decided, nah, screw it. And it is so repetitively boring. I'm glad it's not multiplayer. It would have been even more insufferable. What you've got to do is you've got to rank 4 different characters all up to level 8, which is the highest rank they go. There's a trophy for getting them all to level 5, but to play their finale they have to be at level 8 anyway. And you've also got to shoot Professor Genki in the balls, and that's the DLC's done. Now that we're back, I need to do some cart tricks. So I headed to the graveyard where there's lots of ramps, did 1 barrel roll to unlock the spins, and then had to do it 2 more times to unlock the final car upgrade, Heard You Like Wheels. Swapping cars out now, I had to do a quadruple backflip, which required upgrading this car a few times and changing locations, and then swapping out another faster car with nitro boost to get 3 full nitro boosts in 1 hit for free refills. I think I achieved about 5. Back at base, I changed my crowbar skin to a pinata skin and got the pinata gun so I could unlock Fiesta time. Also, I've been attempting to shoot a tank driver with the aperture equipped, but couldn't seem to do it because my weapons that I was using was too powerful. So I had to go back and equip myself with a less powerful gun to unlock armor piercing. And now I finally have enough money. So now buying Saints Tower automatically starts the final sort of epilogue, which is just a massive karaoke party amongst all the surviving NPCs and main characters. And it's pretty fun. You just can't get angry at all the characters singing Love Shack. It reminds me of the end of Shrek, where all the characters sing. But then finishing this off gets me the collector trophy for getting 85 items. And we could go home for singing karaoke and unlocking tier 5. Now I only have a few areas left to finish off. I have to finish off the 10 crimes of opportunity and the last venture. Now this venture involves you just needing to deliver 12 of these damn trucks, and they are all very close to the store you need to deliver them to. You can't just pull over in front of these trucks and hijack them. No, it doesn't work like that. You've got to shoot them down to almost no health till they have 1 bloody health bar left, and then the driver gets out, pop the driver, take the truck. This is fine, but after the first 4 or 5, the cops decide to get involved. So you got to drive these things like they're made of tissue paper. They have 1 health bar on them. The cops are ramming you. The area you have to deliver them to is down the alleyway, which is really easy to bump into, right? And I fucking raged at this bullshit. It took twice as long to do this just because a light tap would cause these fucking trucks to explode. I had to deliver 12 of these, and in the end, I think I destroyed about 20 because a light breeze came through. Even a light tap sent me through the fucking windscreen, but I finally got untouchable for all the crimes of opportunity, and once I completed the Planet Saints venture, that unlocked all mine for getting everything. Despite owning well in excess of 100 items of clothing, I had to just revisit every shop and just keep buying every single thing. The last thing I bought were a pair of moccasins. I think my dad literally had a pair of these growing up, and then I just needed to unlock the final perks, like completing challenges. There are 34 of these and I had already unlocked 26. I swear I had unlocked more, but I still had to do some faffing about to get the easy ones. Some of them would count, some of them were tedious, but in the end I killed this last cop with a go-kart and popped the trophy. Now there's one co-op trophy to this game which is apparently a bit buggy or glitched and can reset some of your stats. So I left it until very last, and luckily a nice person was online. I jumped on, drifted my vehicle 3 times, popped it straight away, turned him into a vending machine. And finally all I needed now was just to carjack somebody and have them pull me out of the car again. But one swift kick to the flaps and I had a brand new platinum. And so that was Saints Row. I didn't hate this game, it was fine. There were things that I did find funny and things that were just like, yeah, I'm too old to laugh at young humour. And the trophies were pretty straightforward for an open world game. But tell me what you thought of it, if you loved it or hated it or don't know. Recommend any other good games I should try. And until then, happy hunting.